Hey everyone, this is Iwasi Boy from Full Time Geeks, and today we are gonna talk about the most anticipated movie of 2018, Avengers Infinity War. And in this video, I'm gonna explain to you about the current MCU and we are gonna talk in depth about Infinity War. To all those who are still unaware about the comic books, I assure you this video will be your bread and butter. So let's start with the video. To start with, Infinity War could be the end of the current MCU because of the sheer gravity of events happening around the movie. And this is also one of the main reasons why the movie is getting so much hype. To start with, and to simply put it, the movie Infinity War is about Thanos collecting all the stones, the Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones came into being when the cosmic character Nemesis felt lonely in the universe and split itself into seven different entities known as Infinity Stones. And during the process, the Ego Stone, the seventh stone, got destroyed and Nemesis could not patch itself back again. The first stone we got introduced in the Marvel Universe was the Space Stone in Captain America: The First Avengers. The Space Stone allows the user to teleport wherever he wants. The Space Stone has been inside the Tesseract throughout the MCU and was entrusted to Odin, but it was later got in possession by Red Skull from a church in Norway, where Odin left it. The stone was later used by Red Skull to harness its power for destruction, but he got stopped by Captain America, and during the process Red Skull got sucked into a portal, and the cube fell into the ocean, but it was later recovered by Howard Stark and it stayed in the hands of the Shield. We got introduced to the second stone, the Mind Stone, which has the power to manipulate minds and other telepathic powers. The Mind Stone was located in the scepter Loki was handed over during the events of the Avengers. The scepter was later studied by Tony and Bruce. Later, the scepter was stolen by one of the scientists of Hydra. Hydra performed many experiments on Sokovian people, which ultimately led in bestowing powers to Wanda and Pedro, transforming them to Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. When the stone was later retrieved by the Avengers in Age of Ultron, Tony Stark wanted to do some experiments on which led to the creation of Ultron. Ultron revealed the true form of the Mind Stone, breaking it from the scepter, and he wanted to create a perfect body for him. And he pressed the Mind Stone on the vibranium body's forehead, which led to creating the character Vision. The third stone we were introduced to was Ether, the Reality Stone, during Thor Dark World. It was used by Malekith, a dark elf, to destroy the nine realms together, as one of the power of the stone is to bend the laws of physics and reality. They later were successful to take it away from Malekith and contain it safely. The Reality Stone was handed over to Collector for safekeeping. The fourth stone we got introduced in the form of an orb, the Power Stone, which represents the destructive power of the universe and gives the user god-like powers. The stone was first shown in Guardians of the Galaxy. In the movie, we can see a titanic giant, a celestial, harnessing the power of the Power Stone and easily stripping away the life source of the planet just by a touch. The Power Stone acts like a booster to all the Infinity Stones. The stone resided in the planet Morag, where it was hidden under an ocean which only resides every 300 years. The Power Stone was under the protection of the Nova Corps after the Guardians of the Galaxy took it from Ronan the Accuser. The fifth stone, unearthed in the MCU, is the Time Stone. It was used to make the ancient relic, the Eye of Agamotto, for the user to unleash its power without touching it. Doctor Strange got hold of it from the home of the mystic arts and uses its power to defeat Caecilius and bend Dormammu to his will. The final stone, the Soul Stone, which has yet to appear in the MCU. But there are theories and speculation about the whereabouts of the stones. One of the favorable theories is it is used to create Adam Warlock, as we can see Ayesha preparing a birth chamber for Adam in the end credit scene of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 movie. To the next topic, there are word spreading about the fate of every Avengers in the Infinity War, and many of the fans are worried which of the characters are gonna die during the movie. Me, personally, I don't think Captain America would die during the events, even though the fact he is one of the favorites to be slayed by the Mad Titan. On the other hand, there are speculation on Vision because he is one of the prime suspects because of the Mind Stone bestowed in his forehead, and Proxima Midnight with Corvus Glaive after the stone. He is most likely candidate to die off. What are your thoughts on the topic? Please leave a comment. Let's jump into Infinity War trailer and talk about Easter eggs and breakdowns. In the trailer, we can see many spectacular scenes from the movie and a brief introduction to Thanos, mentioning him destroying the half of the universe with a snap of his fingers if he gets hold of all the Infinity Stones, which is a reference to the comic storyline. One of the coolest scenes we witnessed during the Infinity trailer is Ebony Maw torturing Doctor Strange. Ebony Maw has the ability to deceive and manipulate the strongest of mind to his will, and in the comic he actually did make Strange a pawn of Thanos, so we can be expecting the same in the movies. And talking about cool stuff, we can see Thor possibly wielding his new weapon, Stormbreaker, in the dwarven planet Nidavellir with Rocket and Groot. As we talked about the Vision, we could see him helpless against the member of Black Order as they try to strip away the Mind Stone from his forehead. Later in the trailer, we can see Shuri trying to help the Avengers, working out to extract the stone from Vision safely. Some of the flashbacks shows Thanos and his army conquering Gamora's people, with the Mad Titan taking a young Gamora from her family. As we fast forward to the trailer, we can see some pretty cool characters like Outriders bashing down the Hulkbuster and Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, suppressing Vision to give up on the stone. They are the members of the Black Order, relating to the movies Children of Thanos. Black Order serves the purpose of Thanos on invading Earth. The way the Black Order works is that Corvus Glaive is like the leader. He is like the right-hand man of Thanos. He acts like a military tactician who is an absolute genius on art of combat. He basically has superhuman strength, durability, speed, and Corvus Glaive also has immortality, as he carries around a blade with him, and so long as the blade is never destroyed, he will always end up alive, and that's the way it works, and we are never told why. The idea of Proxima Midnight is same with Corvus Glaive, but the difference is she has a spear that allows her to basically cut through almost anything down to a molecular level, as the spear is forged by the energy of a supernova and a black hole. And one of the notable feats of her is in the comics how she made the Incredible Hulk revert back into Bruce Banner when they fought by simply attacking him with the spear. One of the most notable characters is Ebony Maw, since he indulges in magic and sorcery, and with his immense power of persuasion, he was able to control the mind of Doctor Strange and forced him to summon a cosmic being called Sumo Gorath, and it's just a simple display of just how capable Ebony Maw is. While he may be called Collapsidian, Black Dwarf is the most physically imposing member of the Black Order, with super strength and unbreakable skin. In the comic, he was tasked with penetrating Wakanda, but failed, who was later violently kicked out of Black Order by Thanos. Now this brings us to Supergiant. She is the Black Order's chief telepathic weapon and intelligence. She is described as a mental parasite. She has the ability to possess almost any living creature and steal or devour their mind. The Black Order will be the first line of offense the Avengers are gonna face off in the movie. Now we go in depth about the main protagonist Thanos. Thanos was born on Titan, Saturn's largest moon, and it is most likely Thanos is using Titan as his base of operation, as we can see plenty of shots in the trailer of a barren planet which could possibly be Thanos' home planet Titan. As much as Thanos' heritage goes, he was born on Titan to eternal parent, Suisan and Ala, as eternal being part of the race genetically experimented and created by the Celestial alongside deviants. Thanos' grandfather was Kronos, one of the first Eternal, but Thanos was considered a monstrous deformity as he was born an Eternal with a mutated deviant gene, what looked like to be a spawn of demon. But Allah, viewing his son as a strong-willed being who refused to succumb to death, accepted him as his son. But Suisan, looking at her newborn child, instinctively reached for a scalpel knife and tried to kill him, stating that he was a monster that had to be killed. Thanos' mother was later restrained and remained innocent ever since. As a child, he would talk about a dream where he was a newborn and someone was trying to kill him with a knife to his insane mother whenever he visited her in the mental asylum. Titan's population was destroyed due to overpopulation, and a cataclysmic event happened and the Eternals went extinct. But they knew what was going to happen in advance, So Thanos purposed to exterminate half the population randomly in order to save the other half, but he got rejected and got branded as a madman and exiled him. So he has taken it upon himself to go planet by planet throughout the universe and wipe out half of the population of each planet as a way to correct the planet and bring it back into balance. So he needs to collect all the Infinity Stones to do so. And that brings us to the final part of the video, which is character speculation. As everybody is talking about where the fuck is Hawkeye and Ant-Man in the trailer, there are words spreading that they are in search for Captain Marvel alongside Nick Fury, which would bring a quite of a great punch in the post-credit scene. So this will be the end of my video. What are your thoughts on about the movie? Please leave a comment.